Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living by the Law, the podcast discussing fictional worlds and how wondrous and ridiculous they are. My name is Matt, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Jude and Guy. Living by the Law is not currently sponsored. If you wish to sponsor us, build a wall around your house, and every day build it 1 foot higher. When people start to worry, scream your sponsor offer over the wall. We will hear you. We always do.
Stomping monsters, colossal walls, and the human spirit pushed to the brink. This time we're living by the law. We make a start on the world of Attack on Titan. And remember, home is a pen, humanity the cattle. This episode contains some very minor spoilers for the first half of the Attack on Titan series. Enjoy.
So I went skating the other day.
Really? Wow, okay.
Yeah, you know when you were a child and you used to have a birthday and you'd all go to this big warehouse and they had like a big ring and you'd get given like skates on and wheels and you just roll around on them.
No?
Yeah, oh no, like the big skate room thing.
Yeah.
I never did them, but I saw the parties.
You guys never
Oh, a skate room.
not an escape room, a skate room.
No, a skate room, yeah.
yeah, like
I love skate rooms.
Shut up. Ours was called Skate World. Do you remember Skate World?
Yeah, no.
I do not remember Skate World.
How? I swear we went to multiple. I had my birthday party like 3 years in a row at Skate World.
Yeah,
I
he
think.
probably didn't go to your birthday party.
No, no, I'm being 100% serious. I just don't remember this.
That's fair.
Maybe it's the time of morning it is. It's fucking early, boys. It's 11 a.m.
But I just missed it, right? And my sibling does derby. Like, do you know what derby is?
Yeah, yep.
It's for those who don't know. Do you know?
Let's pretend I don't for the sake of the viewer.
Okay, that's great. Good acting. Derby is basically like rugby on skates, kept to like a little ring. They basically have 2 teams, and there's a whole pamphlet they give you when you go to a derby game to work out the rules. It's really funny.
Nice.
But there's different roles in the team. One person trying to get around, people are blockers and stuff like that. But it's basically like tackling people on skates, which is kind of crazy
Yeah.
that fucking exists.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I went skating with them. They're really fast. I can't keep up with them.
I can believe that.
But I don't know. I was just wanted to bring up skating because I really enjoyed it. I feel like that's a thing from our childhood that you stop doing.
I'm running into this issue, like, because I organized my birthday party the other day. So as you guys well know, I did a paint and sip night.
Very good night. Very good.
Very good, because I looked at the online things and it was $120 a head, no food, no drink, and I went, I can organize the entire fucking night for less than $120.
Yeah.
So I did that. But the other thing is, like, I love an activity birthday, but the things like the one that always comes back to me is like bounce, like the trampolining places. Like as a kid, I was like, that looks fucking. I'm gonna go for 3 hours and just jump on trampolines. I look at that now, I'm like, I'm gonna last 20 minutes and my ankles are going to be fucked the next day.
We should go to Bounce.
We should go to Bounce.
We should go to bounce, but also, listen, I'm not a young man anymore. I'm still youngish.
You're like 24.
As of the last week, I'm 24.
Shit.
Listen, we're getting towards the quarter of the life, and it's not like that's old by any measure. I would never defend that.
It's like prime.
But it's old enough to get fucking sore ankles.
Oh my god, my ankles were so sore skating.
No one warns you about the sore ankle era.
No,
so
literally. Honestly, my fuck I'm getting old moment happens when so in my job I have to go between different campuses a lot sometimes, like look after different places and help different things out. When I have one of those days where I'm walking around all 4 different campuses, the next morning when I wake up, I will feel it in my knees.
What I'm hearing, guys, is we need to do more cardio.
Okay, anyway.
No, I get it.
It sounds like you got too many stairs
Yeah.
on your campus.
Yeah.
You need to get more ramps or elevators. That's what I'm hearing.
It sounds like you're parkouring too fast.
Yeah, what are
I
you doing
see
with your
you going
knees?
between campuses, and I'm thinking of you like parkouring.
Are you jumping
down,
out of
sliding
windows?
out.
What are you doing with your knees?
I just think that the world would benefit if Sanderson would release the Mistborn genes already and let me be a Mistborn so I can like fly between campuses. I think
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sanderson's got that.
Life would be better if we could just fucking
Life
fly.
could be
Yeah.
a dream.
Yeah. Speaking of life being a dream,
Oh.
Today's episode is really dark and dreary.
Oh, great. Whoa. Wahoo.
So, can you do paper, scissors, rock real quick?
Paper, scissors, rock. We both got scissors.
We got scissors.
Paper, scissors, rock. I got scissors, he got paper.
I got
win.
rock, he's lying.
Shut up. I won.
If you want to watch the video, you can see who actually won.
You can see which one of us is lying. Which one's a lying rat.
Matt, I'm going
Don't say
to...
Matt after he said lying rat.
I'm going to send a quote, and you're going to give me this quote. Mm-hmm. You're a slightly edgy 13-year-old, let's say,
Ooh, I'm Ben 10.
but not quite not like squeaky voice, just like
Okay, wait, sorry. Facebook is loading. What are you sending it on?
Messenger. You know that program that I told you to open 10 minutes ago when we started recording?
Yep. Oh! I didn't. Okay, slightly edgy 13-year-old? You got
Yep.
it. Sorry, I'm just struggling to read. I swear they taught us that at some point, you know?
Daylight savings time is the worst thing ever invented.
And just...
What are you talking about? Why did you nut?
I'm getting... I'm glad we get the voice! Shut up!
Matt nutting audio.
That's not how... If that's you think nothing sounds like I'm worried. Okay. Whew. Okay. Whew. Whew. Let me get back into it.
Professional. Namaste.
And just like that, everything changed. At that terrible moment, in our hearts, we knew our home was a pen. Humanity, cattle.
So today,
How's that?
Okay.
that was good. Today, we are going to go to the last of my little mini stint into anime.
Woo.
And we're going to be delving into Attack on Titan.
Whoa.
Attack on Titan, there's a song that plays with that. What's that song?
The Attack on Titan song.
What's the second Titan song? It's like, I don't know.
There is
There's Titans and they're attacking.
So anyway,
I'm so sorry.
you guys probably don't know. Have either of you watched or read any or heard much about it?
They got fucking hip blasters that shoot some wire thingies, and I saw a guy build the whole city in Minecraft. That's about it.
That's pretty good.
I have seen clips.
Uh-huh.
The Titans are scary. They got big teeth. They eat people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they eat one of their mums. I know Eren Yeager is one of the people, I think.
Yep.
And I know that. I've heard that online a lot. Eren Yeager. That's all I know.
I don't know why you said it with that
I don't know.
accent.
That's all I've heard it. That's
Oh, and there's like a Wings logo.
Yep.
Yep.
It's good. It's
I
good.
know
It's all good stuff.
there's debate on how tall they are. I've seen a lot of that, depending on the manga
Yeah.
and the thing. And there's one that's really big with big long arms.
Yeah. That's pretty good. So, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
You don't
got
know.
bait. We
You
got
don't know.
bait.
You don't know nothing.
I think I know a spoiler.
I
I
know
don't-
spoilers.
I don't
Well-
want to say that.
Yeah, not yet, because I'm going to do a little intro, and
Okay.
then I'm going to explain how this little series of Attack on Titan is going to work.
Ooh. Are we
Under,
going to attack on the Titans?
We are going to attack on the Titans.
Should attack on my Titan until I don't know.
Till I'm not.
Yeah.
So if you guys would like to click on this link I've just sent you,
Excellent.
Till a Jaeger.
this is we're gonna only scroll when I ask you for the sake of the episode. But we're just gonna. These are just some guiding photos that we've got along the way. Damn guys, trying to fucking scroll.
Damn, you can't scroll before they tell you to scroll, guy. That's so rude.
Attack on Titan is originally a manga series written and illustrated by Hajime Isayama. It was first published in September 2009 and was serialized in a major magazine until it was concluded in April of 2021. 2 side stories were published on this magazine, etc. Spin-offs. In total, the series consists of 35 volumes, of which the first 34 are a word that I was meant to look up how to pronounce and forgot to pronounce.
Excellent.
Whatever
Tonkobon.
However you think it's pronounced now.
Tonkobon. Let's go with that. I'm so sorry, everyone. And the 35th is a booklet. It's just in terms of like the size of the volumes. An official English version was produced by another comic book company, and that began being serialized in the US in 2012. And a little interesting thing on the title, the original Japanese title, Shingeki no Kyojin. If there is one background that I really struggle to pronounce, put Elvish in front of me, fine. Put fucking Japanese in front of me, I'm fucked apparently.
Nice.
This original title does have a dual meaning. The literal translation of the title is Advancing Giants or Attacking Giants, with giants being titans, obviously, in the context. Thus why the title being Attack on Titan is a weird translation. But that's the name of it, so we roll with it.
Whatever.
So it's become a very successful anime, possibly excluding, it's probably one of the biggest animes, I would say, in terms of how it's taken off as a like overseas popularity thing. It's probably one of the most popular animes, I'd say.
Yeah.
If you discount the obvious flagships that are like the 600 episode runs.
Naruto, One Piece. I was going to say it's not an S tier anime, but it's certainly A tier.
It's probably
in terms of follower.
Yeah, it's probably S tier of the not flagship animes. I'd say.
It's not a Naruto. It's not a Pokemon. But I feel like it's like the first, like, if you watch it, you're kind of a weeb. You've stepped into that like anime-ness.
It's very much a gateway to other more animes. Yeah. In saying that, it is once again very similar to, if we go back to the last couple of episodes that I did on Tokyo Ghoul and Akame ga Kill, it is a lot more similar tonally speaking to something like Tokyo Ghoul, with having a lot of... There's not a lot of like anime tropes and like anime visuals in there. It's just kind of an animated format, if that makes sense. And fuck me, the animation in this show is beautiful at a lot of moments. My God. They have a very, very neat use of combining elements of CG with anime, and you get some really epic shots where there's like little bits of three-dimensional objects spinning through. Anyway,
that's kind of
it's really, really sick. Especially the later seasons. They're fucking pretty.
I've seen some of the clips from probably like the first season where they're like fighting the Titans and like zoom in and they follow the people. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's fucking, as a piece of art, it's beautiful. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the lore of this incredible, wild world that we have. So, the overall concept, what is Attack on Titan? What is happening? What's going on? So, over 100 years ago, a natural predator of humanity appeared, the Titans. Giant, humanoid, but mindless monsters whose sole purpose of existence seemed to be to devour humans. There was an insurmountable gap in power between them and mankind, and as a result, humanity was rapidly exterminated to the brink of extinction. The survivors responded by constructing 3 concentric walls, Wall Maria, Wall Rose, and Wall Cena, which graced them with a century of peace. However, one day, a colossal titan far larger than any seen before breached the outer wall, allowing the smaller titans to invade the human territory and forcing the survivors to retreat into the inner walls. Eren Yeager, a boy whose mother was eaten during this initial invasion, vowed to... There's the mum being eaten that you were thinking of.
Yeah, we know. I've seen that scene. It's horrifying.
A boy whose mother was eaten during the invasion vowed to wipe every last Titan off the face of the earth and joined the military determined to exact his revenge.
How old is he?
12.
Nice.
It doesn't look 12.
Don't worry about it.
No, it's all right. It's just child soldiers. It's just a thing.
Well, he becomes older by the time he goes to fight. But,
generally, people do, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
roughly...
Get older.
God damn it. So, in the present now, because this is like a couple of years before the start of the show, the prologue, if you will, Wall Maria being breached after this century of peace. So in the present, this boy, Eren, and his childhood friends, Mikasa, Ackerman, and Armin Arlet, dream about seeing the world outside the wall someday. And after enlisting in the military, they go straight to the Scout Regiment, otherwise known as the Survey Corps. And aim to get beyond the walls and wipe off the Titans. As the story progresses, more mysteries surrounding the true origin and nature of the Titans, as well as the lost history of the world, are addressed, and the viewer gradually discovers that the Titans may not be the real enemies. Eren and the Survey Corps find themselves as the only remaining hope for civilization as they fight to uncover secrets from the past and stop the forces that want to bring about the destruction of mankind in the present and future. That is, in a nutshell, the scope of what we're dealing with in Attack on Titan.
Good episode. Good job, dude.
Yeah, that's it. So you can follow our Patreon.
Our newer, shorter format will be more widely available.
Yep.
Keep it short. Keep it sweet.
Yeah. So, what is a Titan, you may ask?
What is a Titan?
Thank you. So if you would
What's a
like to...
war?
So the first picture that we've got here shows a Titan.
It is. This will be in the comment section. I'm sorry, the description down below.
Yeah, true. People see these, don't they? Fuck.
Yes.
This is a Titan. And this is actually the Titan that just ate Eren's mum.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's Eren's mum's blood down its chest.
Oh, that's a shame. That's
If
a
you want to
damn
scroll
shame.
down a little bit more, you'll see a few more images of
Why
some
do they
Titans.
like that?
Yep.
I don't like that.
They're very uncomfortable, aren't they?
Yeah, no, bad image.
They're all bad.
So Isayama came up with the idea of the Titans in a pretty... Honestly, I love that I learned this through researching this episode because I love it. He came up with the idea when a drunk man grabbed his collar in an internet cafe. Isayama said he was inspired by the man's inability to communicate and reason, even though they were of the same species. This encounter led him to believe that the most familiar and scary animal in the world is actually the human. Based, right? This idea is conveyed through the Titans. Being threatening beings which, despite their human-like appearance, lack any humanity at all. So what are they? Titans resemble, as you can see, mostly completely nude, largely androgynous humans. They're typically bipedal, though some prowl on all fours with all the limbs and features one would expect in humans. However, they were all of them deformed to some extent in body proportions, enlarged heads, small limbs, etc. Looking at this photo, what do you see there,
that guy's
guy?
just fat.
Yeah,
One of the Titans just fat.
yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, a lot of them have very concave chests, large eyes, massive mouths that some of them are pulling out or, holding open. Very odd. There is one guy who is just kind of there, except he's kind of got Ken doll going on.
Yeah.
No balls.
Yes. Which I will say now, I'll probably get to it later in the script and then be like, oh, I already said this, but they are they're completely devoid of all genitals and everything. They're all Ken doll, basically.
Okay, cool.
Horrible. They're so different in height. It's almost like dogs, like a Chihuahua and
No, I get you. Yeah.
What are the big, like a big dog?
Yeah. I understand.
Mastiff?
That's not a big dog.
Yeah, it is.
I was thinking like a big
Oh, like
dog.
a wolfhound.
Like one of those ones that are like a horse.
Yeah, that's fair.
What are those ones?
Show me a dog that's the size of a horse right now.
Okay, not
You're thinking
Show me a
maybe
dog that is
maybe
the size of a
pony.
horse
Maybe a pony.
right now.
But what are those ones that are like this, like up to come up to
Burmese mountain dogs?
You're thinking of a wolfhound's what you're thinking of.
something like that? Yeah.
Keep going.
Sorry. Yeah, they're very horrible. They're horrible.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Burmese aren't that.
Oh, Burmese aren't that big.
No, like they are,
What
but
was
they're not.
I thinking of?
I'm thinking-
My uncle had a couple of them. Anyway,
Anyway.
dog discussion aside.
Dog discussion aside, back to the Titans. The vast majority of Titans had exceptionally wide mouths with an array of either very sharp or blunt, big, thick teeth. And here's the part where I say, being naked, we can pretty easily see that all Titans have no sort of reproductive organs.
Well, that was quick. That came around fast.
Yep. I knew what I was about to say. Anyway, this gives them a slightly more mask look than femme, giving some people the impression that they're all male, but that isn't quite accurate for reasons we'll get into later.
Fair enough.
Do you want to bring...
Yeah, I found the dog. It's a Leon burger. My uncle had 2 Leon burgers in
That
his
makes
house,
sense.
and they come up to your chest. He had...
Leon Burgers.
What's the joke?
I got it. It's okay.
Just like a burger.
It's like a Leon burger. Yeah.
What about a beef burger?
Tasty.
Yeah.
All right, and also the Titans are very, very, very big. While some are even bigger,
What's that dog?
That's a Great Dane.
That's what I was thinking of. Great Dane.
All right, dog discussion over.
Yeah.
Move on.
Titans typically range anywhere from 3 to 15 meters in height.
Sorry, 15 to 300?
3 meters to 15 meters.
And how big was the wall?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, you're not allowed to talk about walls here. Sorry.
Well,
I
it's
guess
just,
there's a,
we can describe
I guess
it
there's
later.
a wall in the discussion, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I put a wall around you.
Guys,
I'm going to make you pay for it.
It's not being we can't make Trump jokes. We can't. We already took this 3 while. We're gonna build a wall. Sorry.
I think my brain's marinating. It's 11 o'clock and I've had 2 Red Bulls and a coffee.
The wall just got 10 feet higher.
So the physiology of a Titan.
Yes.
The body of Titans appears to violate several known laws of science.
Yes. The cube. What is it? The cube. Square cubed law, where it means like you produce too much heat if they're too big. It's like why Godzilla shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Because he can't get enough heat out with the surface area he
Exactly.
has.
And just to make it even more confusing to you, their bodies seem to weirdly not exist. Their bodies are incredibly light for their size,
Interesting.
for a start, granting them human levels of maneuverability.
Yeah.
Despite their size, they are very fast.
Yeah, because you do just see him kind of running around.
Yep.
And it's like, you should be like going like slow-mo giant mode, but no, you're just kind of fanging it.
Yep. They are surprisingly fast. They're basically just like a human, but bigger in that sense.
They aren't like light. Like if they're a human, wouldn't they like nearly float at that point? You'd be like, yeah, like punch through one.
Depends on what your density argument is,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
I'm saying if they're so light at that point, because they're so big and they're so light, the density has to be really bad.
they're not lower density than air, but they're light. They're certainly close to it.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe whale lord is.
Their extremely high level of activity and body temperature indicates the need for a massive intake of energy to fuel them, yet they apparently never even need to eat. Though most Titans killed their victims by appearing to do so, we see early in the series, this is the first minor spoiler, but you know, we've had a spoiler warning for a reason. We find out pretty early in the series that Titans don't actually need to eat people. They just keep eating them instinctively until they eventually regurgitate them up like half-digested hairballs.
Bastards.
Fun. I feel like this is
Dead,
the
I
kind
assume.
of. I feel like this is the kind of series that you can't really go into an episode about it if we're not doing a lot of spoilers. There's so many mysteries. I feel like half the show is like, what the fuck is happening, and then half the show is showing.
Oh
you,
yeah,
slowly showing.
it's
you
like
what's
one of
happening.
those things where I'm like, I should do a Gravity Falls episode, and I'm like, oh, the whole fucking series is literally just solving the mystery of what's going on.
But I also feel like
Same with Outer Wilds. Oh my god, there's so many.
But I feel like that's kind of the point of this episode. I mean, if you want to watch both, you can get spoiled for you. But like that's kind of.
I was going to say it at the end of this episode, but we are going to we are going to have a very clear point of this is a complete episode you can turn off of.
Oh, okay.
And then you can watch the series, and then you can come back and listen to our next episode on it. Or you can just listen to it all now. Up to you.
Ah, cool.
I very deliberately constructed that.
Amazing.
We'll get to that.
Excellent.
I was going to put it in the app intro, but that's okay. Either way, we'll continue for now.
We haven't done that yet.
They also, just to make it even more confusing as to why does their body work like this, they possess and use vocal organs, but they do not appear to. They don't need to breathe for survival, and they seemingly can't talk or don't talk. They can grunt or roar, but they have all of this facility like they're a human, but they don't use it or need it.
This is so much stuff that they don't have to do. Are these even alive?
Well,
I have so many guesses.
the
but I don't
funniest
want to
part.
Say anything?
this is the funny part. Titans draw their primary source of energy from the sun.
Fucking plants. Nice.
They're fucking plants.
Well, they're not green, which irritates me, but that's okay.
yeah. How do they do that?
As they
photosynthesize?
become very inactive when deprived of sunlight. And we see this in the show that they discover the best time to move through Titan territory is at nighttime. Because while you might occasionally find one that's staring in the night, most of them will be very low energy levels or completely asleep.
That's why you attack Superman at night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
What?
Superman's powered by the sun, so you attack him.
Oh, he is too.
attack
Yeah,
him at
that's right.
night.
Yeah. The absence of sunlight affected individual Titans differently during some experimentation that we see in the show. It's very, very civil. Don't worry about it. The captured Titan, Sonny, as he was named by the experimenter, became docile and nearly completely comatose after only an hour's sun deprivation, while his fellow captive, Bean, maintained... Yeah, don't worry about
Stupid
it.
fucking names.
Maintained a high level of activity for a full 3 hours after seeing the sunlight.
Was there a size in between them?
Approximately the same size.
Okay.
So, maybe in reality you can imagine that there'd maybe be some other differences. Maybe one of them exerted himself in the fight before getting captured more. Who knows?
Some people are just
but
built
also,
for nighttime.
well, that's the thing.
The more I look at this image, the more I hate it.
Yep. I know, right?
It's
great.
not getting any better, I'll be honest.
I love them so much. They're so delightful and
I think
disgusting.
this is the main reason I haven't watched the show.
Yep. It's very uncanny valley.
Because I just hate it.
Yep. Titans also possessed incredible regenerative abilities. Although the capacity varied from Titan to Titan, all could regenerate body parts lost in a period of time ranging from seconds to minutes, even severed heads.
Ooh.
So you cut this thing's arm off, but don't kill it and then run away from it. It might find you later with its arm gone.
There's nothing vital in these things.
But
They
how
don't
do you
need
kill
oxygen.
it?
They don't need food. They don't need a fucking head.
Yeah, how do you kill it?
Well, that's the next thing on this. I'm so glad you asked. This is
Thanks.
great. Thank you, guys. Let me get to keep sending these cues to you.
It's called ordering a script right.
Yeah. What we do find, and at the point of the show, they've already discovered this after their century of surviving against the Titans.
Yep.
Pretty much the only surefire way to kill a Titan, is by slicing an area exactly 1 meter long and 10 centimeters wide on the nape at the back of their neck.
What?
Does it have to be that measurement? Well,
It's
too big.
it's kind of a visible spot.
They're
Is
chickens.
it, what if it's bigger than that?
I mean,
I mean, if you're taking off the head, you're probably going to hit that.
We're talking minimum requirements, Matt, all right?
well, that's the thing. It's kind of positioning wise. It's just we do see examples of Titans' heads being chopped off, but it not quite catching the nape of their neck, just because it's like at the base of their neck.
Yeah.
And if you think about them having like a longer neck, if you're cutting them like under the chin, it's going
That's
to miss.
fair. That's fair. If you chop that part off, right, does that kill them or do they grow back from the head?
Nope. As soon as you cut the nape, they die.
They're chickens. You're cutting the brain
What if you
stem.
chop below the nape? Like, what if I chop the shoulders and head off? Like, what if I chop them at the chest?
It can keep regenerating.
So it'll like come back.
As
like,
long as the
"Ah."
nape is intact, it can regenerate.
You have to slice that one bit.
You have to slice the
There's a
nape.
little bit of the brain in there.
Well, yes.
The microchip.
The nape is the location of the control center for the central nervous system of the entire Titan. And so slicing this means that it no longer has a functioning nervous system and the Titan will quickly die. And this is where it gets really weird, guys. After death, Titan corpses rapidly evaporate into skeletal remains, which then turn to dust.
Okay.
Titan corpse, they evaporate in very hot steam. So after a big Titan battle, you usually see the battlefield overwhelmed with steam and like heat.
Oh, and they turn to fucking meat guys. I've seen those pictures. Do they like turn the skin?
No,
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
they evaporate.
Yeah.
So are they like steam powered? Are they filled with blood or filled with gas or water?
We don't see them bleed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They certainly have skeletons because we see
Yeah.
the skeletons left over after the meat disintegrates.
Yes.
Sorry, the meat evaporates, the bones eventually disintegrate. It just takes a bit longer.
You know, it's so strange. They're very similar in a weird way to I know, bring back Skullduggery Pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
To Hollow Men in Skullduggery Pleasant. which
Oh,
are like,
yeah.
are like-
Yes, gas bags.
yeah, they're the yes. Good memory.
I fucking
right.
read the books.
Yeah, they're like the gas bag
Yeah.
men, but they can move very fast and they can punch very hard. But they're also like paper, right? And
Yeah.
you cut them
Yeah.
and you can like they're
That's
gas
fair.
in them. So like they're very similar to that in a weird way.
Yeah, that's fair. And so slice the nape, kill them. Otherwise, they're pretty much unstoppable killing machines. Along the way, however, just to make it even stranger and just to show how different Titans are, Titans reacting to pain stimuli completely varied from one to another. Some Titans completely ignored agonizing injuries. For example, we see a character slice one's head off and it just keeps lumbering, trying to grab. But then and we also see them get like completely impaled through what would be the heart. But they keep going. But then others we see get their hand chopped and then scream out in writhe and agony.
When you see it chop off, what do you see?
What's that cross section like?
Yeah.
Usually it appears like fleshy and bone.
So just like skin inside, or does it look like blood, like
It
vessels,
looks-
like muscle vessels?
It looks like muscle vessels. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see muscle, you can see tissue, but you don't see blood like pouring out.
Interesting. I'm trying to work this out
Yeah, no, I understand.
before we get to the reveal.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interesting.
And a really random little throwaway before we move on to something else about Titans. There is a soldier who is able to smell Titans, implying that they had an odor, but maybe he was just weird.
I don't doubt it.
This guy
look
is
at
like
these
the most.
fuckers.
This dude is like the most JoJo-esque character ever. He literally is like with all of the main characters and badass fighters, and they're like, "Mike, what is it?" And he's like, "We got 10-meter Titans coming our way."
No way you can do that. That's sick.
That's the
Yo.
best.
Yeah,
I want to have a nose like that. That's sick.
I always stand by the fact, like, yeah, it's super cool to be like, you know, the front guy with the big sword doing the big damage, but there's some supporting characters and support roles you can play that are just so fucking cool.
Oh god, yeah.
I want to be Sniff Man.
Yep.
This was like the person that teleports the X-Men around, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, you're not the fucking main damager. You're not Wolverine.
Everyone
but like,
needs you.
But everyone needs you.
100%.
Everyone needs a cleric in their D&D party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the ideal.
So now we're going to go on to the types of Titans, because there are different types.
Yeah. Well, one thing,
Yeah.
about the smell,
Yeah.
I think that's the most believable thing you could ever tell me that these guys smell. Fucking horrible.
Yeah,
I would believe that.
Yeah.
I would believe that.
I can believe that it would have a really gross fleshy smell.
But the fact that he can smell different ones,
Distance, size, and number. That's
the
impressive.
size is interesting as well.
The number's interesting as well, because if they're 10-meter...
What if there's one 100-meter Titan?
I would
the
love.
mistake.
I would love the. I would love the reveal to be like, "Wow, your nose is so incredible." No, they're right over there.
He's just looking at them. Or he has a bunch of spies who just run around.
Yeah. So, pure Titans are the first type. Ranging from 3 to 15 meters in height, anywhere in between, these pure Titans make up the vast majority of observed Titans in this world. While their height, size, and appearance... how the fuck did I made a typo there. That's funny. I forgot a word. That's what I forgot. That's okay. While their height, size, and appearance vary drastically, as you can see from the photos I've given you,
Yes.
they have the shared common trait in their completely mindless nature. They mindlessly wander around until they spot, hear, or smell humans, and then they mindlessly attack them, trying to eat as many as possible. This makes them easy to deceive, hide from, and even escape from if you can move fast enough. Think baby levels of object permanence. If you run out of their sight, they aren't going to keep you in mind. Like, you're not going to be in their mind's eye for very long. However, they are still very dangerous to the average human due to their size, relative physical strength, and sheer numbers. And it's just a big fucking dude at the end of the day.
I would be terrified of a big toddler.
Yeah. And while you wouldn't call them especially fast, they have the relative speed you'd expect of a human that tall. So they can't sprint, but they can take one step to your 20.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're surprisingly light and agile for their size. You aren't going to outrun one on foot, basically.
Wow.
The next type is abnormals.
Okay.
These are a slightly rarer Titan.
These ones aren't abnormal?
This
These ones aren't...
is the kind of norm we got to get used to.
Well, one of these might be abnormal. Abnormals
Right.
are weird.
Right.
So pure Titans that displayed... They are effectively just the same as pure Titans, but they display behavior or intelligence that was classed as abnormal. So usually you wouldn't identify a Titan as abnormal until it starts acting a certain way. It's less of a, you look at it and go, that one's abnormal, that one's normal.
Okay.
It's just a random one that's behaving differently to the crowd. So, for example, the most common type of abnormal we see is one that ignores nearby humans. So normally you can kind of, like if you're having to fight them, you can, or run away from them, whatever, you can kind of play around with their mindless nature and the fact that they're going to go, where is closest squishy human? There, hunga bunga. Whereas you can kind of play with that. You can kite them in that way. Like you can use these people to lure them this way to get these people to flank them to do that.
Okay.
Abnormals will just give no fucks. They will just pick a random person or point or something and just charge at it. Sometimes
is difficult. Yeah.
yeah, very, very difficult to it's very difficult to predict, basically.
Yeah.
Sometimes this would be an uncanny ability to focus on a leader amongst a group of soldiers, or they might just go running after one particular dude for no random fucking reason, and that dude's like, what are you doing? Everyone else is trying to get your attention, and this one's just like, come here.
You look dazed.
Yes. Otherwise, you can also see abnormals that move in weird ways. The first one we come across in the series doesn't walk or run, it jumps.
Ooh.
It like bunny hops around. It's really fucking unsettling.
And fast.
Yep.
Nice.
So it's just like boing off of buildings and
hold
stuff.
on. We got Matt's air point here. How high jump? Like versus its own body height.
I think this one probably jumps. You'd probably safe to say this one jumps like 20 meters in the ground, off the ground.
Yeah, that's a vote towards the lighter theory.
Yeah.
He can float around.
This is true.
It's probably better for his knees.
But
They
that's
have knees.
But that's the
And
weird
ankles.
thing. Abnormals, we see no two abnormal titans that are the same. One of them is simply the fact that it does eat people, but it, unlike every other titan that we see, it actively kills them before eating them. That would be classified as abnormal, because normally they want you squiggling around. They just grab, eat. This one we see actively pick people up and like snap them like a rag doll before shoving them in its mouth.
Oh God.
So just anything that's not pure run after eat is
anything,
is
because the rest of them, as much as they vary hugely in appearance and size and everything, that is the one trait that every single pure titan shares.
Yeah.
Mindless, no object permanence, person, I want eat, I go towards nearest sign of human.
So abnormal is just having a personality.
Basically.
Fair enough.
Question: are they able to recognize things other than humans? Like hypothetically, the walls that they have. Like, are they walking up to the walls, or are they just wandering around outside?
The walls they are walking up to because they can sense, they can smell, hear, and like they know that there's humans on the other side of that wall. But we'll get to that when we talk about the walls.
We're not allowed to talk about walls. Stop talking about the wall, guy.
No walls.
No walls.
Well, just because
No
it starts
walls.
a bigger discussion, and we'll get there when we get there.
We're not allowed to talk about them.
It won't let me. But the interesting thing that we do see in the series is that the Titans don't seem to pay any attention to things that aren't humans in terms of animals and creatures. For example, we see, we'll get to it a little bit later, but the soldiers, just because of the time setting that we're in here, they use horses a lot. Like, horses are their main form of transport. Soldiers that are running around in Titan territory, they're on horseback. It's also like one of the only ways you can get away from Titans fast enough if you're in the open land. And we see entire groups of horses running through. Titans don't even look at them.
So they're like trained or
They
like
only want
programmed
human. Yeah.
to attack humans.
Yeah. And in that way, horses are weirdly safe. In pure Titans and in normal Titans, we never see a single horse get killed or targeted by a Titan. We definitely see a couple get like accidentally hurt because it's trying to grab the human on its back.
Yeah.
But yeah, horses are completely safe.
Imagine nature is really doing well in this universe. You know what I mean?
It is.
Humans are stuck
It
in
is
this tiny
actually.
little area.
All of the even the lands inside the walls are fucking beautiful, man.
Not with these fuckers running around.
No. The land is beautiful. The land is beautiful.
Isn't it covered in houses?
No, we'll get
Oh,
there.
no.
The walls are big, man. They're real big.
Fair enough.
Big
wall.
Big wall. The last type,
wall.
the last type of
Great wall.
Titans is the Special Titans.
Special Titans.
Special Titans.
So abnormal Titans and special Titans.
That's what
Yep.
my mum calls me, special.
Yep, I know she does. I don't know why I said that. So greater than just abnormal Titans, these Titans display incredible intelligence, don't seem to want to eat people, and have unique abilities. Special Titans that we see at this point of the series are the ones that cause the downfall of Warmaria. The Colossal Titan, a 60-foot tall monstrosity of a Titan.
Ooh, Nelly.
We'll get to him a little bit later, but he is the very classic image that you will have seen from Attack on Titan of the head looking over the wall.
Is he Meat Man?
He is Meat Man.
He's Meat Man.
He
I know
just
Meat
looks
Man.
like red muscle with tendons on the
Yeah, I know
outside.
Meat Man.
Yeah, doesn't
the
he have
massive,
a tiny head?
No, not tiny.
I'm picturing in my mind of a big body, tiny head.
I mean, his body is very long. Like it's, I wouldn't say tiny, but it's maybe a little bit proportionally small. But anyway, the Colossal Titan is this massive monstrosity that is capable of kicking a hole in one of the walls because it's so fucking big. And the other special type that we see that was integral in the breaching of Ulmaria was the Armored Titan, which was a 15 foot. 15 foot? Why did I say foot? I should have said meter. I don't know why. Sorry, meter. 60 meter Titan is the Colossal.
Oh, that's bigger than foot.
Yeah. That's a big typo. Sorry, this whole setting. You know what it is?
That's triple the height.
This setting uses meters, but because we play D&D, I automatically type feet rather than meters.
Me playing Baldur's Gate and it has the option where it's like you can set it to meters. I'm like, it feels so wrong.
Yeah,
it feels so wrong.
Literally. Oh my god.
By the way, can we just describe this guy because he's fucking disgusting?
You can. We're gonna have a big thing on him later.
Okay,
so
that's
I
fine.
would prefer to leave it for
We'll do
now.
it then.
He's Meaty Man with lots of muscle bits. We'll get into it.
I hate his teeth.
Yep. So the Armor Titan is only 15 meter tall, only. And this Titan is also Meat Man, except instead of just having his muscle showing, he is covered in bone-like plates of armor that proved incredibly strong and basically meant that he could turn his body into a battering ram to get through gates if he just sprinted.
Dude, they came with a plan this time.
Yep. And that is how it's within the first 5 minutes of the series, either book or show. These two Titans appear after a century of Titans being these pure, bestial, behavioral, predictable creatures and the walls being secure. And then these two special fuckers show up and punch a hole in one of them.
Yeah.
So special is unusual. Are the abnormal ones unusual? Like in that previous period? Like did they just occasionally have a weird one, or is it more like on a timeline increasing?
It seems to just come out of nowhere.
Cool.
In the series.
Cool.
It takes humanity by complete surprise.
Right.
Well, I'm guessing if you're safe inside the walls for 100 years, you probably don't even barely send anyone out. They don't have scouts. Like, you just...
There's the scouts
chill.
that go out, but otherwise, humanity is just chilling and safe behind the walls. Which brings us to humanity. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Boo.
No! Whose side are you on then, huh? You on the meat guy's side?
I mean,
Just
I'm
for
on the
that,
horse's side, actually.
just for that, Guy, this quote's for you.
Yes! Yes, and for not because Matt did the last.
Heroic.
As long as we continue to fight, we are not defeated!
Yes.
Yes!
Woo.
How'd you do a quote without doing a weird moan beforehand? I don't know.
Matt doesn't understand this strange power.
How'd you do that?
But yes, that is.
I did a very quiet one.
In all honesty, that is that is the sentiment that powers the humans inside the walls, for the most part, apart from some of the not so
fair.
brave people. But we'll get to them. So in essence, we are following a late feudal-ish, Renaissance-ish society with a ruling royal family called the Reese family, or Rice, depending on your pronunciation. But I've heard both. There's a couple. It shits me because I look online and people say it should be pronounced this way. And then like all the videos that you hear people talking about it, they very deliberately pronounce it this way. But then you watch the dubbed version of the anime and they pronounce it this way. So
Right.
there's a couple of those in this. So anyone that is a fan of this series and listens to this episode, don't at me too hard. I'm just doing the best I can here, man.
We all know,
Fucker.
we all know dubs aren't canon, so...
Hey, man, actually the Attack on Titan dub has some moments where I think even diehard fans would agree they did better than the sub, just in terms of translations and choice word replacements.
Okay, we're fucking dead.
fucking
We're
dead,
fucking
man.
I
dead.
will die. I will
Holy
die
shit.
on the hill of a couple of particular scenes that I won't say right now for spoilers. But anyway,
You just sent them all. We're gonna die. Holy shit.
listen, man. And so the Rice family and their council rule over all the people of the walls and run everything. But what are the walls, I hear you ask?
What are the walls?
Well,
We've been asking about the walls this entire time.
I've been asking about the
You
walls.
haven't let
I've
us
been
talk
asking
them.
about the walls.
He
We're
won't
gonna-
let us talk about them.
we're going to talk about the walls. This is the walls. 107 years ago, it is said that humans were brought to the brink of extinction at the hands of the Titans. In response to this, the survivors made huge walls to protect their last stronghold on the face of the planet.
Great wall.
It's a great 3 walls.
It's said it's 170. Like, we know what happened 170 years ago in our world. Did they like not keep records, or is it more?
We don't know the exact details of the construction of the walls.
Okay.
Is it kind of like
Or
the,
do we?
or,
We'll get there.
is it kind of like the wall in Game of Thrones? They're like, oh, that guy built it, but like, what? How did he build this fucking thing?
Yeah, at this point of the series, definitely.
Could, like, okay, this is the kind of thing. Could they, 107 years later, build the wall again? Like, do they have the technology? Are they like, these are amazing, we don't know how we did this?
Yes, that's definitely the case.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I
Wrench in the
say,
works.
Interesting.
like I say,
Even more mystery.
they are feudal-ish, Renaissance-ish technology levels.
Yeah.
So like late medieval, early Renaissance. They've got a lot of swords, very basic black powdery weapons, horses, carts, that sort of stuff, and basic pulley systems.
I imagine building the wall would be horrible with Titans around, right?
Yep.
Because like every time you try and build the wall, a Titan comes in and gets in the way. Yeah. Like I feel like that's why they built this. Like this is my theory. Probably not true, but they built the small wall first because like we can get this little area. They're like, okay, we'll use the small wall to go out and build the bigger wall. Then whenever they come, we'll go back in the small wall. And then they built an even bigger wall doing the same method.
Close, but no cigar. All 3 walls are the exact same height and very similar design and perfect circles with each
Perfect wall.
other.
They're
The
so they're
walls,
perfect like rings.
yeah.
Interesting.
The walls are they are 50 meters in height from base to summit, and they are made of an incredibly strong rock-like substance.
Rock-like.
Yep. I said what I meant.
Okay.
The
rocks.
distance, so the outer wall, at this point, I'm going to let you guys scroll down to the next image where you will see a bird's eye shot of the inner 2 walls. This is just to give you an idea of how fucking big this land is.
Oh wow.
So that is the smallest wall, and then the middle wall, and then there's an
Holy
even
shit.
bigger wall around that.
To be fair, the Great Wall is actually really, really, really long. Like stronger than
yeah.
you think it is.
They had a lot of fucking guys on that though.
Yeah. It's also
Yeah.
not 50 meters tall.
Yeah.
How tall is the Great Wall of China? How tall Great Wall of China? How
20
tall?
to maybe like 20 meters max.
How tall Great Wall of China? 25.5 foot.
Oh, not even. Okay.
So 7.8 meters.
But I feel like it's
Cool.
anime. So
In
you can
some
just make it bigger.
locations.
Oh no, of course. Yeah.
It can be as tall as 14 meters in height. The total length of the Great Wall is 21,000 kilometers. Whoa.
For anyone else,
I hated those rabbits.
for anyone else, yeah, that's what they were keeping out with the Great Wall. For anyone else listening, what we can see is basically a huge landscape with a wall snaking around. It's so big that we can't even see it here. We can see clouds. We can't even see like, houses are specks like pixels on the screen. We can see fields and stuff like that. Like there's like whole like city or wider city area, like a greater city areas inside the second wall. The inner wall maybe a city, maybe like a like where you'd call the city. But yeah, the greater wall, like it's even like it's huge.
Yep. So to give you the exact numbers,
Oh, here we go.
the distance from the outer wall is Wall Maria. Mm-hmm. That's the one that gets breached at the very start of the show. Was Wall Maria, yeah. The distance between Wall Maria and Wall Rose, so the next inner one, is said to be about 100 kilometers.
Damn.
Hey.
Yep. And then the distance from Wall Rose to Wall Sina, so the interior
ones we can see.
the ones that you can see, is said to be about 130 kilometers.
Oh, okay.
And then the radius...
I can't see the inner wall.
Shut the fuck up. And the radius... You can't see me! It's Wall Sina!
Christ.
Fuck me. There's your reel for the fucking episode. Just John Cena flying across
My
Wall
bones
Sina. Oh my god. And then Wall Sina itself has a radius of approximately 250 kilometers. I'm going to make a correction here. I have a feeling that should say diameter, and I mistyped. But either way, you can get the idea. They're really fucking big areas.
walls.
Assuming
Big,
the
beautiful
walls, assuming the walls to be perfect circles, this would have made the total perimeter of Walmaria to be 3,016 kilometers. With the total area inside the walls being 723,822 kilometers squared.
Nice.
So this is
They don't look
like
like they're perfect circles, I'll be honest. I'm looking at it. They don't look perfect.
yeah, they don't. They're supposed to be, but whatever. We
But
don't
I
worry
think
about
that
it.
they're going over hills and stuff.
Yeah.
is
You're
the thing
right.
you're
You are
looking at.
right.
So I think from a bird's eye, direct over the top view. it
Yeah,
would be
that's
a
true.
perfect circle.
That's true.
I
I do get why they said these are fucking crazy. How did they build these?
Yeah.
That's crazy. These
So-
are crazy walls.
Online, I believe I didn't write this down because I didn't have a chance to fact check it, and I didn't necessarily want to go hard record on it. But supposedly, this total area, if we were to put it into like our world, we would be looking at something like, I think it was somewhere in the 40s of like biggest countries in the world.
Really?
Like it was bigger than some countries. So this is like an entire nation. This is not just like, yes, it's humanity's last stand and all, but this is not a tiny pocket of
Yeah,
resistance.
when I saw it rebuild in Minecraft, it looks small.
Yeah.
I don't say that as a joke, but literally, when I saw it in Minecraft, I'm thinking like, oh, you can fit like a town or like a small city.
I
in
will
here.
say, if you're looking at the one I think you're looking at, I think they're only building the very innermost, like, inner city wall.
Yeah. Is there an even smaller wall inside this thing?
No. So once you get to Walsina, there'd be like the palace grounds and stuff, but whatever.
Man, I'm thinking of that.
And somewhere in the ballpark of 1 million to 2 million people would be the population.
That's a small population.
Yeah.
For the size of the
Well, if you're looking at the photos, you have to bear in mind as well, this is not metropolized modern era, industrial era. This is, for the most part, a very medieval era.
Yeah, so
There's tiny villages,
so a lot less
like
density because to grow food you need a
get-
lot more space. Yeah.
small sections, which Guy's got a photo of now, which we'll get to in
That's
a
the
second.
Minecraft build.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've seen that. Which actually that ties up well with. Yes. So I'll keep moving because the wall's complicated. Well, not kind of. The walls were too long to be guarded in their entirety, obviously. Mm-hmm. This is a huge fucking thing. And as we just established, it doesn't exactly have population density of a modern era. So the tops of the walls were lined with railway tracks, like small railway tracks.
Nice.
With
Nice.
They
cannons.
got trains?
Not like trains, but like metal tracks that they could push carts along, and these carts were lined with cannons,
Like
so
a
they
pull-
could
That
they
is
could
sick.
wheel cannons around the wall.
But
I do
also,
love
like-
that. I was hoping for trains.
Like a pull me, push you. You know,
Yeah.
the little.
Yeah,
Do
more
they have
it's
that?
more like minecart. Yeah, they do. Yeah,
oh
they
my
have
god,
like
that's so
minecarts and
that's
shit.
so
Yeah.
cute. With
Yeah.
the with the cannons. So I imagine like there's one guy doing this and one guy just fucking shooting a
One of
cannon.
my
100%.
relatives died in mysterious circumstances on a pull me, push you. That's not a joke.
Really?
What do you mean mysterious circumstances?
Well, they said that they didn't see the train coming and that's why they got run over, and that it was a foggy night. But also in the same coroner's report, it reported high winds. So how can it be foggy and windy at the same time? My mum's in full conspiracy mode about this. My mum does a lot of family history, and she reads back on like the coroner's reports from my relatives' deaths, and she's like, horse shit, man, from the 1860s. How could it be windy and misty at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. How did they not see the train?
There you go.
you saying your ancestors got tied to the tracks and fucking
It's hey, man. We don't know.
do you have like debts or anything like that?
No, there are other ones as well. Like there was one guy who fell down a well and his brother reported the death, but also his brother was his only inheritor. And it's like, there's just like lots of weird circumstances.
Sus.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Should we not be close to you? I feel like there's a lot of people killing people.
Hey,
Damn.
hey, it hasn't happened recently.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. So as I say, the tops of the cannons will tops of the walls were lined with cannons, which could fire on approaching titans, which sounds sick, but unfortunately, cannons were not as effective at killing titans due to their regenerative abilities and the fact that if they're running at you, cool, shoot the shit out of the front of its body. It's going to keep walking unless you manage to get one cannonball to perfectly go through its body and hit the neck.
yeah.
So why'd
Quite
they
hard.
bother fucking installing them?
Because it's better than nothing.
Is it? It doesn't sound like it. It sounds
Well,
like
it
you're
slows
wasting time.
It does kill titans.
Okay.
Like,
It's
surely
not
you
like
can
it-
invent a weapon that like wraps around it and stabs the neck. You know what I mean?
Oh, we'll get to those.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
But this is just in terms of they have cannons, they're going to use them.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Were they? Because in a world, you invent a cannon to get through a wall.
Yep.
Right? What walls are they trying to get through? Like, why would you know what I mean?
Well, the thing you have to bear in mind, this may be humanity's last stand, but humanity was still a full world covering.
So it was that? That's confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay. So the humanity was like normal before this started happening? Yeah. Okay.
That's why
Is
they
there an
have
ocean in this world?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Because I just haven't seen an ocean in any clips I've ever seen.
No, it's fair.
And this
it's
thing's
just,
fucking huge.
It's just that like I mean, we don't really see the ocean necessarily because they're trapped within the walls, but like,
Yeah.
I think it's literally like the second episode. Eren and Armin are like reading these like old books they've found, and they're reading about these tales of the ocean, and they're like, I think the quote some shit like, "Oh man, that doesn't make sense. If there was an entire body of water filled with salt, merchants would have harvested it years ago." And they're like, "No, but that's the thing. It's so big, you can't harvest all." Anyway, it's amusing.
That's kind of cute.
That's kind of funny.
People not having knowledge of the world because they're trapped in this thing for a century. Anyway, and a lot of knowledge was lost when they retreated to the walls.
Yeah, I wonder that. Yeah,
Salt would be super hard to get a hold of.
Yep.
So that,
Yeah, 100%.
Imagine you didn't bring the fucking scrolls. You didn't pack the books when you're running for your life.
Honey, I told you to pack the scrolls. I'm sorry, I was trying to save the kids, woman.
Hey, I can fix the world history when we get back to the base. Don't worry about
Why'd you say woman like that?
I was trying to go for the Frozone line.
I don't think he says woman like that, does he?
I swear he does.
This is honey, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he does. It is honey.
I think
Yeah.
that's just what
Which amused me. I found out from reading the subtitles that they just made that character's name Honey.
Oh, nice.
Well, she doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
You never see her. Okay, that's actually a conspiracy theory. Like, there's a thing about like who is Frozone's wife, and like theories.
Of course, there fucking
because I think there's like a thing where you kind of see her in number 2, but I don't think you actually see her. There's a thing. Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
Save for the Incredibles episode.
Oh god.
so
Bon voyage.
to account for the fact that the walls are way too big to maintain, each one had 4 very densely built towns at different hemispheres of the wall. So a northern town, a southern town, a western town, and east town, which is the classic image that you see and Guy's looking at right now.
In Minecraft.
No, the very classic image of the wall, a big horseshoe coming out from the wall, and a very dense town.
Yes, that's what I've been thinking of this whole time.
They've built, so there's one of those, so there's 4 of them attached to each wall poking out to the next level.
Makes sense.
The idea of this, with these very distinct districts, Titans would be are drawn towards large concentrations of people. Humanity can therefore focus its defenses at each of these 4 districts and not have to worry about the rest of the wall. Of course, we have soldiers whose unfortunate job it is to do like big horse rides around the whole top of the wall, because the walls are big. You can ride a horse along the top of it very easily.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is why they need a train.
Yeah, one day. But yeah, that's the idea. So they've got these very vast, densely populated things of people, and then it's kind of a double-edged sword where the people know that by being there, they're attracting Titans, but it's cheaper and easier to live there than it is to live inside the wall in like a random shanty town in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, preach.
But you also get the protection of the soldiers, so it's like, yeah, ups and downs, right? But they were generally considered to be less desirable places to live because, of course, they were at greater risk of a Titan invasion, something that became very evident when...
But that hasn't happened in 107 years, dude.
Which wasn't a problem until Walmaria got breached, and then people were very uncertain.
So was there a horseshoe on Walmaria?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the one that Guy is currently looking at.
Oh, so that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay. There are also ones on in the inner walls as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the walls are basically just a smaller clone of themselves as you go further.
I see. No difference between them at all?
Not like yes, but not.
Well, one's see-through, of course.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's gonna keep coming back to haunt me this fucking episode.
It's
isn't
called the Cedar Wall.
Yeah, fuck me. These and they also fuck as I wrote for myself, these districts would also stick out from the wall very similar to how you would build like citadel staggered defenses if you're making like a castle wall, just to provide greater versatility for defenders to shoot down on attackers as they kind of split around rather than up against a sheer wall. This isn't a medieval rant about walls episode, so I'm going to stop now.
I was going to say you're such a nerd and I'm so into it.
Thank you. But the
getting hot in
districts would
here.
also provide gatehouses into the lands beyond the walls. So there would be an outer gate at the edge of the district that goes into the land beyond, and then there would be an inner gatehouse that goes between district, town, and wall, and like lands within wall. Is that and
does make sense.
those gates were the only way of getting out of the walls. The rest of the wall is no gate at all. There's only a gate at each of the 4 towns.
Well, until a Titan punches a hole in it.
What do they do at rivers? How do rivers work with the wall?
They, I believe, go underneath it.
I mean, I'm looking at the big image we have. It does look like they are north, south, east, and west for the rivers that we can see.
Yeah.
I can't see.
I
any
believe
other
they go
ones.
through each of the district towns.
I was going to say,
which is very convenient.
Can the Titans just go through the river?
I actually don't know for certain. I can only assume that, based on my knowledge of how the walls were built, I can only assume that they were very carefully constructed in such a way where there's grates to stop the Titans going through.
Great wall. Great wall.
We put a grill on it. We don't have to worry about it. It'll get caught in the filter.
Yeah.
Got to clean out the
Everyone
Titan
knows
filter.
Titans can't swim. No swimming.
They don't seem to be able to.
They melt. They're like witches.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know. They're so light. They try and swim. They just float to the top.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe.
That's kind of
probably,
funny.
yeah.
They try and get to the, they can't get any deeper than the surface.
So Walmaria, the outermost wall, like the other walls, Walmaria was approximately 50 meters in height, and unfortunately, in the year 845, it was breached by the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan after a century of peace, and its territory was lost to Titans. The lands within Walmaria contained much fertile farmland and huge roofed forests with trees easily over 40 meters tall.
Never
Wow.
forget. Never forget.
Yep.
Do they have a date?
Yes, I don't know it off the top of my head. But I'm sure there is. The fandom's very intense, so I'm sure someone's got one.
What do they call it? What do they call it? They have like a name for the event.
The
Big day.
The breach.
I'm just thinking like
The unwallening.
I mean, it's usually just called like the Fall of Walmaria.
That's not as catchy as 9/11.
No. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Listen, there's a lot of
That
things
was
to
out
say
of
about
nowhere.
9/11. Great branding.
We're gonna move on.
That's what I say. Never forget. You can't forget it when they've got good branding like that. It's just a catchy. It's a catchy day. That's all I'm saying.
Wall Rose, the second outermost wall following Walmaria. While Wall Rose held a large amount of lands, it houses more people and had less farmland. There were many small villages throughout the lands and some old military buildings. So you can start to see, as I mentioned, Walmaria having lots of fertile farmland within it. You can start to see problem that might happen if Walmaria was lost and those lands were lost.
No, that'll be fine.
Walsina was the most.
All the animals will be fine.
Walsina was the innermost wall protecting the kingdom where the king and other civilians resided. The cities of Walsina were protected by the military police serving directly under the king. Walsina, from what we see, is a lot more of a city metropolis, and there is an underground that is poorer and more prone to criminal activity. To the people of the walls, the lands beyond Walmaria are a mystery. What lies out there? Could there be new lands to be settled? The population will keep growing and the walls won't, so what will they do eventually? These are all the questions to be answered by brave fighters. But how do humans fight back against the Titans?
Gun.
They stabbed them.
Matt's right, guy's wrong.
What?
Yeah,
no
got
gun?
So the last
No
little,
guns.
the
No
last,
guns.
the last little
They wouldn't give me guns.
bit for this episode, if you will, which we're going to just push through. The firepower. So as said in the walls, we have basic gunpowder weapons. There are cannons, and we have like muskets, rifles, and basic pistols.
My guns.
But the problem is, these are not able to slice the nape of the neck and destroy a Titan. Nothing beats a good strong blade for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you
Titans
can
literally run at you. You have to hit them in the back. How the fuck is a gun
I'm gonna spin my gun real hard across, and I'm gonna spin the bullet. And it's
Yo.
gonna curve around and
What's
But
that
also,
movie? What's that
it's-
movie that
it's
does
the-
that?
bullet twister. I don't know. It's in fucking
Bullet
MythBusters
Twister?
episode.
Jesus Christ. But of course, we if we see a couple of times bullets being fired many times, especially like from rifles and muskets being fired many times into the nape. It doesn't really seem to do anything. It's very important that you have to cut it.
Get wrecked.
So I mean, maybe if you, in theory, put enough bullets in there, it would put it down, but they don't have that big destructive potential like cutting it apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're actually they're immune to piercing weapons. They need a slashing weapon.
Exactly.
He's
Yeah.
right.
Also, the movie is called Wanted. Would they bend bullets?
Ah, cool.
True. Yes.
But how do we get 10 to 15 meters into the air to cut the nape of these bigger titans?
Side belt grapple thing. I've seen this before.
Yeah, we
I know
have.
this.
I know this one. I've seen him.
You know what would be really useful in this universe? Like a slicing boomerang.
Yeah,
You like throw
would
it
be.
and then it comes back and slices the back of the
it
neck.
would be. Or
Why'd you
we
look at me
could
like
use this to turn people into the boomerangs.
Okay, that seems super dumb.
We have
I love anime.
the ODM gear, or as it's properly called, the omnidirectional mobility gear,
Nice.
which is a type of equipment that allows great mobility when facing the Titans in combat. It enables the user to fight in a 3D space as opposed to a 2D one. The equipment itself takes the form of a body harness that encompasses much of the body below the neck and provides a complex network of cables and grappling hooks to kind of fly around. If you would like to scroll down to the next photo, you can see our boy Eren Yeager mid ODM gear usage.
Woo! He flying.
Yep. So bear with me while I tell you all about this stuff,
Okay.
and then your brains can try to break down how much it makes
I'm
no
locked
sense.
the fuck in.
What does Jaeger mean in Japanese?
It's deliberately a German last name.
It's a German because isn't in like Pacific,
It's Hunter, yeah.
Pacific Hunter in Pacific Rim they
Yeah.
call them Jaegers, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I think he's connected to the Pacific Rim.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. See, because I saw Attack on Titan before I saw Pacific Rim, I was the other way around, where I was like, oh, Eren Yeager's in it.
They're just
I have seen
those big
neither
robots
of
are just
those.
big Eren Yeager.
I have seen neither Attack on Titan nor
How have
Pacific
you
Rim.
seen nothing, sir?
Jesus Christ. So although the equipment can grant a skilled user tremendous mobility, it is a demanding art that requires both strength and skill, both of which must be honed through constant practice.
Is that why they're teenagers?
Yep. Some tools involved in the apparatus include hand grips, piston shot grapple hooks, gas-powered mechanisms, and iron wire propeller with plug-in blades. Yep, we're going to keep moving. I can see Matt's brain breaking already. The simplest move possible with the ODM gear is simply aiming and firing your grappling hook at an object and then activating the gas mechanism to reel oneself towards said object. They can then disconnect the hook and continue moving forward.
Do they have to reload?
Poosh.
But just Spider-Man.
Yeah, basically.
That's just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Usually, however, the soldiers must be able to move around in order to navigate in general. Therefore, they tend to use their momentum to swing around targets, not only in... Yeah.
That's just Spider-Man.
Yep. Not
the
only in linear
sword.
patterns, but also spinning and waving
Fucking
between...
sick.
But also spinning and waving between objects and titans. The ODM gear obviously tends to be less effective in open spaces because the user does not have many spots where the hooks can be reeled from.
Spider-Man can't
This
be
is
in a
why
country
Sp-
town.
Yeah, this is why
Yep.
Spider-Man stays in a city.
However, the hooks are able to pierce Titan flesh, and ODM gear can be as fast or faster than a Titan. So once you're out in the open, the best soldiers do just kind of go, "Don't worry, I've got targets," and will grapple themselves off of Titans, and yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. How much cable do they go through every time you use it?
That is one thing that we don't get too
The
much.
DM
of a
isn't
read on.
tracking it.
Yeah.
He's just...
Well, because they
Surely it's expensive, right? Like Spider-Man has to, other than like Tobey Maguire, who makes his own webs in his body, which is not a thing in the comics. But so like they usually make the spider webs, and he can run out and has to like reload, right? And
I'll
make
get
more.
to the thing that they run out of. The wires themselves, because of the way they shoot it out and reel it back in.
Oh, they reel it back in.
Yeah,
I
because
thought they were like
no,
cutting it off.
No.
No, because they're pulling themselves towards
Yeah,
it.
they do sometimes
sense,
have to
actually.
disconnect themselves and start a new line,
Okay.
but usually they pull themselves in, unhook.
You never see them like run out.
Uh,
Never say never, but it's not usual.
yeah, never say never, but usually not, because
Yeah.
there's another part of this that runs out first.
Right.
So they die. They get fucking killed.
I mean, yes, honestly. This show is fucking brutal, my God. So we'll talk through the components real quick, and then we'll end on the part that is like the bit they run out of. So the main housing, there is a winch that resides inside this main housing, located around the user's lower back, and there are two independent shafts with spools of steel wire. The controller grip, this is a system connected to a pair of handheld controllers, which also serve as hilts for the wearer's swords. So they have these big blades coming out of them, and then the handle also shoots out the grappling hooks. The top trigger fires the anchor, with the bottom trigger activating the compressed gas, which powers the mechanism to pull them to the target.
Okay, gotcha.
Pulling the lever reels the wire back in, letting go makes it stop. Simple enough.
Alright.
The hammer switch located at the back releases and locks the blades in place. The switches on the slides adjust the angle of fire for both the anchor mechanisms. The control grip is approximately 18 centimeters in height. So there's these sword handles, which have blades, and also the grappling hooks on them. The blades are made from an ultra-hard steel, which is both supple and strong, capable of rending Titan flesh. It can only be manufactured in the blast furnaces of factory cities in the inner walls. Soldiers usually carry more blades in boxes at the side of their upper thighs. So you can see in this photo of Aaron, he's got spare blades there.
Spares using that little
Because
toaster
as much
thing.
as they are very well-made blades, after cutting through probably 2 to 3 Titans, those blades are blunt as fuck and start to break. So they
I
have to
also
switch
imagine
out.
you could actually drop them pretty easily. when you're
100%,
grappling around.
100%. And if you are you may have to drop the blade, you may have to disconnect the blade to be able to use the grappling hook better.
Yeah.
That can happen as well. So there's lots of reasons why they may need to go through more blades. This is something that they can run out of quite easily if they're going on a big Titan killing spree.
Oh, so that's what they ran out of.
No, well, yes, but the next part is worse. The compressed gas cylinder. Two cylinders, one on each sheath. So each side of their body, you can see the long thing along the top there. That powers the winch to retract the grapple cables. The pressure of the gas is regulated to control how quickly the cables are retracted. So that is the part that, if there's a bit where the characters are running out of resources because they've been fighting for too long on this day, it's the gas cylinders. Because as soon as they run out of gas, sure, you can fire a grappling hook, but then you're just a dude dangling on a piece of string. That is what powers the winch to actually pull you back in. And it does go through gas because it's yes, it's a strong winch and steel wire, but it's taking the entire weight of a human.
You're telling me they get gassed?
They shut the fuck up. This fucking guy.
Like gassed as in
Gassed
like
is in tired.
tired.
I'm gassed.
Okay, yeah.
What are you doing?
Don't worry. I thought you were
I was making gases and tired.
No, I got it.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm not trying to make another joke.
So anyway, turbines. The gas from the cylinders is blown directly into the turbine, which then powers the winch to retract the cables. So it's quite basic. Gas goes, turbine goes, whoosh, winch goes, whoosh. They get pulled up.
I'm cool. Yep.
You follow?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Yeah, the engineering of that does not fucking work
No,
at
but
all.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like I said, just let me get through it, and then
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
can
it's
break
fine.
your brains.
Ratcheted one way. Maybe. No.
I'm just imagining it's like the Soda Stream, you know, like
Yeah.
you know those bottles that run out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. So with this crazy mobility gear and blades that can take down a Titan, we're going to need some soldiers that can do the work.
You've forgotten one really important part of his outfit. Mm-hmm. His sick ass jacket.
His jacket is pretty sick.
I want the jacket.
That's fair. But that is the beginning of Attack on Titan. We'll come back next time as we dive into the armed forces, the soldiers, the people that go out and fight the Titans.
The gang.
I know they're pretty sick, but I just want to know what the fuck is wrong with these fucking Titans. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm also I'm admiring them because day one, I don't know about you guys, day one, I'm engaging those grappling hooks and firing my brain straight into a wall and just killing myself instantly. I'm out day one.
Yeah.
There is no fucking way. There's no way I'm surviving this.
It's so true. The only way Spider-Man survives is he has superhuman reflexes and superhuman he has spider sense that tells him where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
right?
there's two ends. Yeah.
How the fuck are these guys alive?
There's two ends. Either A, I'm going to break my legs the instant I hit the wall, or I'm going head first, in which case it's game over day one.
Yep.
There's no good answer.
Yep. And I'll just say, there are some shows and series and anime, every fucking show, every story, whatever, where you go, I feel like the characters should be suffering or dying more here. Attack on Titan is not one of those shows.
Okay, fair enough.
People should die. They do die. This show is brutal as fuck.
Fair enough.
The first time we see fresh out of training school soldiers going into battle, it goes so badly for them. And it's like the first big tonal shift of the series, because it's like, oh my god, terrifying, the walls got breached. Oh, here we go. 2 episodes of training montage, and they're going through cadet school together, and this is going to be like a big buddy move. All these friends are together, and then they go to fight, and everyone dies and is traumatized and it's fucked up.
It's like the start of Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like your D&D campaign.
Yeah. So anyway, come back next time.
I was saying something people might have fucking seen.
Yeah.
I'm just commenting on the fact that Jude is a cruel DM who made us go to a town with a bunch of child soldiers now.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I see where he's got all his fucking
Exactly.
from. I love how we just slowly see through Jude's episodes where he gets his ideas from. That's my favorite thing about it.
Anyway, we'll say good night.
Well, before we say goodnight, we got some things to mention.
Do we? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, of course we do. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have enjoyed this episode, the number of stars you rate us is the number of. I mean, I'll do simple. The number of Titans you can take before you're gassed.
I'll say it's the number of walls you got between you and the Titans.
So many walls.
So many walls.
So many walls.
5 big, beautiful walls.
I'll say that the number of stars you give us is fuck. You did both the good ones that I was thinking of.
Oh yeah.
The number of stars that you give us is the amount of.
Come on, sir.
Oh my god, I got nothing.
How tall your Titan is in meters?
No, because that's pretty disappointing. 5 meter Titan's pretty
Maybe
shit.
times 10.
Times 5.
Times 10.
Times 10.
You can
Times
be a 50,
10?
You can be
Yeah.
a 50 meter tall Titan.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. You can be as tall as the walls themselves. Not as big as the Colossal Titan.
Close the wall. I'm sorry. Say what you want about transpolitics, but his voice is funny.
His voice is funny.
He's a funny
Yeah.
guy.
Anyway, thank you and good night.
In the meantime, check out TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and everything else. Also,
Yeah.
thank you to our Patreons who are continue helping us do the work that we
Yes,
do.
you can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and everywhere you find your podcast. Of course, you've already found us. And the best thing you can do is share with your friends. Also, join our Discord.
Kiss 'em on the lips.
It's true.
Join our Discord. It should be down in the description. If that doesn't work, go to one of our Instagram or TikTok and click the link. There'll be a link thing, and that'll take you to a big link, and that'll take you to the Discord.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, sorry, thank you to our lawkeeper. Thank you to Luke Newcomb, our high lawkeeper. Thank you to Josh from Maine and Shadow, our prestige lawkeepers. Thank you to Jacob from Norway, Loading Name, Mike, and Tiani Wilson, and Uranian Games, our novice lawkeepers.
Woo.
Thank you so much. You keep us motivated. You keep us doing what we're doing. Keep it improving.
Thanks so much.
Yahoo.
Good afternoon. Good night.
And goodbye. Thank you for listening to Living by the Law. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave a review, tell your friends, and if you're feeling extra generous, become an official lawkeeper by joining our Patreon today. Follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Living by the Law. All links are in the description, and thank you in advance. We have been, and always will be, living by the law. Thank you for your company, and good night.